they just got that right now. So when will they vote? Very soon. I think it's happening now. And here's something else I'm going to be right on, folks. Okay, and I've talked about this I talk about this all the time. If we don't get anything fixed, which I do believe we will, by the 2026 midterms, immigrants right now, and you're going to hear this from Oscar, are being held at the Mexico border. They're still being funded and told to be ready to invade by 2028. As immigrants from Kenya, China, and South America hold the line in northern Mexico at the border, 𝗬𝗂𝗃 has stated it's illegal for Mexico to declare war on the cartels. As of right now, Mexico has become the most dangerous country in the world, and even Oscar Ramirez is going to tell you right now that it's more dangerous than Gaza. Cartel wars are breaking out all over America. Violence is erupting everywhere with the kidnapping and killing of politicians and journalists. And I think one more just dropped last night or today. If we don't, we have until, as Oscar's going to tell you, we have until 2028 to completely decapitate the deep state and cartels, or 2028 will be Biden 2.0. Now, I've been told monumental moves are coming to be made by Trump before the midterms of 2026. You've heard my guest say that. But all of that won't matter if we don't have a credible successor to fill Trump's shoes by 2028. And right now, J.D. Vance, to me, I'm sorry, he's not the guy for me. He's not the guy for me. And I don't know about what anyone else thinks, but he's just not the guy for me. And soon, Adam Schiff is going to be indicted. I'm being told it's coming very soon. Oscar Ramirez, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry to keep you back there for so long, brother. Hermano.
No, it's okay. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for the invitation, David. It's an honor to be with you.
So, you know, I got to say, you're a brave man, dude. You're out there. You're in Mexico. I'm not going to say where, but you're really reporting on the cartels, the immigrants, everything that's happening right now. Where do we stand right now? Where does Mexico look like right now?
Well, it's an actual war zone, and you were saying something about, you know, situation with Gaza. It's actually, I went to Israel to cover the war between Iran and Israel back in June, and the mortal death on that month alone between that war was 250. If you go to the mortality rate of homicides due to cartel activity on that same month, on that same section that it was happening, the war in the Middle East, but now in Mexico, it's 2,365 people that they have died. So
it eclipses that number.
10 times higher, yes. So if that is a war, what is going on in the Middle East, what is it what we're going over here in Mexico? It is exacerbated. You know, you have decapitations, you have dismembered bodies, you have the kidnappings, you have the missing people. That is an actual problem. In the month of October, they found 89 bags of human remains in the part of Jalisco. The mother searchers, these are women that they go out and look for their family members. And right now, what we're looking, it is this last assassination that happened on the past Saturday of the mayor, Carlos Manzo. This mayor was a prominent, and he was going to be possibly the next president of Mexico. He was fronting the cartel. He was confronting them every time. And he made several videos pleading help for the Mexican president, asking her to please help him, because the cartels, a lot of people in the United States do not know this. Because of the Biden administration, they grew 2 times stronger, not only economically, financially, territory, but also in technology. They grew massively because of the massive trafficking that they were pushing through the United States of America. They make a multi-billion business. And now because of that, they have enormous equipment. And he was making videos telling the president, please come and help me. There's drones, there's all these other equipment that I cannot handle with just, you know, the artillery that I got. And, you know, finally he got assassinated. And sadly, he got assassinated. After that, he lit a fire. The whole people of Mexico, now they're completely sick and tired. They're upset. There's a massive protest happening on the 15th of November. But in less than a week, you know, this is what has been happening. The assassination of the mayor of Uruapan, 5 police officers in less than 4 days. A councilwoman, Guadalupe Urban, from the part of Oaxaca, assassinated. And just last night, as I was telling you, Hermenegildo Vázquez was assassinated, that he was a delegate in the part of Salamanca, Guanajuato. And also they're informing me right now, a former mayor of the political party of the opposition of the Conservative Party, he was decapitated. They're giving me—
It just happened right now?
Yes, it's happening right now. They're sending me this information right now.
So are we going into a civil war in Mexico? I mean, is that what's transpiring? And all of this started with Trump, correct?
Yes, well, it started growing more with Donald Trump. And what the Trump administration has done is historically, nobody has ever done it. First and foremost, they released a letter from the White House saying that the government was in cahoots with the organized crime and the cartel. That was huge. Us Mexicans, we already knew that, but for the world, it was huge because it was coming out of the White House. Second of all, he cut the funds. That what does this mean? He completely shut down the border on the United States border. So the moneymaker and in the final prize of the United States is shut down. So it was a domino effect all the way to Central America and South America. I have been in the Darien Gap 4 times. I can tell you that that was the moneymaker in South America. Why? Because the Cartel El Clan del Golfo, now designated as a domestic terrorist organization in Colombia, was making millions of dollars also. So it completely shut them down, hit them right in the pocket. So we knew that after that, what is the cartel going to do? Go back to the number one objective, that is inner violence, drug distribution, drug trafficking. And ultimately, the Trump administration has pushed the Mexican government like no other. They have decreased the level of fentanyl of arrival to the United States 50%. They have dismantled more than 1,200 laboratories. One of the biggest laboratories that it was dismantled, Nino, it was 40 acres, and they found more than 700 doses of methamphetamine, 700 million doses of methamphetamine. Imagine that. They have delivered more than 50 liters of cartels into the United States of America. And the most important thing, they have exposed the dirty politicians of Mexico. That is the most important thing. They have exposed more than 50 politicians, canceled their visas. 3 of them are located right here in the state of Baja. The governor is one of them. Her husband is another one. The mayor of Mexicali next to Calexico is another one. And a former mayor of Rosarito that she's actually a federal deputy right now, current federal deputy. She has been signalized by the Department of Treasury being in cahoots with the organized crime also.
So 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗵𝗶 has come out and stated that it's illegal to go to war with the cartels. Did she come out and say this?
It's unbelievable for a lot of people, but for us, we already knew that she was going to protect the fact of create a smokescreen. So this will decrease, and the level of hype that is going on right now in Mexico will actually decrease. And she actually said that, yes. And it's because, there's a lot of creators of content, leftists, bloggers and influencers, that they are paid by the political party, and they're actually also located inside of the United States, that they're contaminating the Hispanic community, and they're telling them that, you're going to be blown away by this. This is the conspiracy that they're making up, that this was the Trump administration in cahoots with the PRI and PAN, the conservative parties of Mexico, trying to make a justification so they can invade Mexico. So they actually saying that the Trump administration with conservative parties in Mexico actually are killing these politicians to have a justification to invade. And that is the only way that they can justify to protect the cartels. These people are completely inhuman, man. They don't know what we're going through right now.
So you're boots on the ground. You're there on the border. What is the consensus with the immigrants right now? They're waiting until 2028, correct? I mean, are they still being funded and pushed to go to the border right now?
You have this USAID that got canceled, that what I have been screaming for almost 10 years because of the globalist compact of immigration. I have said the United States is funding these mercenary leftists, progressive mercenary leftists. The majority, I have to say, they're white, and they're the ones that they're coming over here, and with these NGOs profiting and making money out of human misery. So this has been happening for years. On the first minute that Trump became president, on 9:01 West Coast time, 12:01 East Coast time, the CBP1 app got immediately canceled, and you had more than 1.2 million migrants waiting on the border with CBP1 applications that they were going to enter the United States.
Explain what that is to my audience real quick. What is
so CBP1? Okay, so CBP1 was an application that it was created under the Biden administration. This application was for you to enter through your phone, through your media phone. And you downloaded the app, you put all your information in there, and then the Biden administration will give you an appointment, or the Department of Homeland Security at that time, Alejandro Mayorkas, will give you an appointment to enter to a court into the United States via Mexico. And then you enter into the United States, they will release you into the population, and they will tell you you will have court until 2028 to come, and we can discuss your asylum and refugee case. It was a highway, to do it illicitly and illegally.
Or an invasion.
Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands that were doing it legally, waiting on the line, paperwork. This was an immediate highway. So you have 1.2 million people waiting on the Mexico border. Then you have around 1.3 million people waiting on the central parts of Mexico. That is Mexico, Querétaro, Puebla, Cuernavaca, the central parts of Mexico. These people are just, they got stuck. They don't have resources to go back because in Venezuela, for you to get your passport, you have to go to Caracas. So that is impossible. You cannot travel. So these people are stuck here. The majority have said, we are going to wait. And I'm saying 80 to 90%. They're saying we are going to wait to see the 2028 elections. If somebody on the left wins the 2028 elections, a rhino or a neocon or a Republican that is a sellout will win the 2028 elections and starts having conversations with Alex Soros or George Soros, that means bringing back the global compact on migration to the United States, it is a done deal because Mexico is part of the globalist compact. It is not getting out of it. The border is still open between Guatemala and Mexico. The international organizations that is the real head of the snake of the problem, the UNHCR, OIM, all these international organizations that we discovered in the Darien Gap that they were also, putting maps so they can tell the migrants how to get to Colombia through the jungle and all the way to the United States of America. You have all of these situations that they are on a hold. And if this, continues to understand that you will have a Democratic president, you will, this is worse.
So they're waiting patiently right now just for the signal to come across, and it's going to be hellfire if they come across in 2028. It's going to be Biden 2.0 on steroids.
Well, basically, yes, you have more than 2 million infraction waiting in Mexico, plus the ones in Central America and South America, plus the ones that they're going to wake up and say, again, it is open. So you will have a flow in the first.
Do they really believe this is going to happen? Are they waiting for 2028?
Oh, yes. We have statements from leaders in shelters, even the own activists themselves. They know what they are going to do, and they know their way and modus operandi to instigate and to continue to start protesting on the last months of the elections, or to it's strategically
so they're
done.
Planning it out right now. The plans are in work for 2028.
Oh yes, and they're hurt. All these mercenary activists, all these NGOs that they were operating freely in our country of Mexico, they are brutally hurt because they don't have funds like they used to have. Just right here in Tijuana, we discovered in 2019 an NGO, lawyers from the United States, that it was receiving funds from Chuck Schumer, that they were making fake marriages and fake matrimony so they can easily get the families and the children into the United States of America. It's a lot of these NGOs, they were caught, like Hias, another one that it was caught in the Darien Gap, outside of the Darien Gap, that they were putting maps of how to get through the Darien Gap. All these NGOs that were making it was a profitable business. That what it's. That's plain and simple.
So what's going to happen now that we're getting ready to strike Venezuela? I mean, do you think that Trump should make strikes in Mexico and take out these cartels? I mean, what do you think the ramifications are going to be from Venezuela? And do you think next should be Mexico?
I think it's completely different. It's two different scenarios, because in Venezuela, he's doing it in international waters. And he's actually sending a deep message to the massive trafficking of drugs and fentanyl and liquids and precursors that is happening from Venezuela to the north. So actually, the people from Venezuela, if you ask them, the majority, and I have walked with hundreds of thousands of them through the Darien, through multiple caravans, I walked more than 12. I can tell you that the majority of the people of Venezuela, and friends that I have and reporters and journalists, that they are there right now. They're waiting to Trump to strike. They want him to strike, and they want him to go in there and just eliminate this regime, because that is an actual dictator. That's an actual regime and dictator since the years of Chavez and, now with Maduro. So they're actually waiting on that. In Mexico, it is completely different. I think that the strategy that Trump needs to use, because of the international treaties, because of the exacerbated economy of importing and exporting that we have, the automobile industry that is the most lucrative industry between us, the two countries, and we have the manufacturing, moneymaker in the parts of Mexico. I don't think that he's going to do it. I think that the threat of a tariff, it is going to grow. I think that he's going to hit them more in the pockets, and he's going to expose more the dirty politicians. So the political party will be completely exposed, and the rising of Mexicans will actually be the ones that they're going to push the government out, like it is happening right now.
The Mexicans will overthrow their own government.
they're actually doing it right now. They're pushing for a protest on the 15th of November. They're asking for impeachment of the president. Although the leftists, they say that the president of Mexico has 70% of approval, that is a complete obvious lie.
Yeah.
Like always, they're going to lie about that. But the majority of Mexico, it is completely upset of what is actually happening right now.
Oscar, thank you for coming on the show. I know you're pressed for time. Folks, he's a busy guy. We talked about cartel warfare in America. Go to ninoscorner.tv. There's a full hour there where we discuss everything. Oscar, thank you so much for joining me, sir.
Nino, thank you so much, and I'm always at your service. Thank you so much.
Gracias, compadre. Folks, this is getting wild. I mean, I'm here on the border, and I'm hearing all kinds of things from the Border Patrol. I'm hearing stuff from ICE agents that are my friends. I'm telling you, folks, it's boiling in Mexico. And if you're going to go there, if you know someone that's going to Mexico, I would say sit this one out. It's getting hot. It's more dangerous than Gaza. You want to send your kids there, relatives. I don't understand why anyone goes there now. I know also there's people that go there and lie about their citizenship and say they're Canadians. Why do you even want to go through that? I don't understand any of that. It's very hot. It's unpredictable right now. Sit this one out. Trump pardons Rudy